data science kind of mathematical predictions.
The sound is not audible, sir.
Yeah, guys, please wait. You have some network issue there, so you just sorting out. Just wait.
My voice is audible now. Is it clear now?
Yeah, it is clear to me. What about others?
Yes, it is audible now. Audible now.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay, right. I'm just switching off my video. I think due to the video, my bandwidth is getting reduced. So I'm just switching off my video. So first of all, that in the previous discussion, I already have discussed about multiple types of scenario, how the AI can be used. And today we are going to discuss about the face detection part. Basically, I planned for face detection, face recognitions part, but due to some emergency work, I cannot devote more time for both the part. So I will give you a hands-on, very practical approaches face detection part. So today we'll have a less number of slides, only 4 or 5 slides. Just remind you what we are talking about, and we will go directly for the practical session. And what I will do, you can record the session, and you can also repeat by yourself after the session is complete. So I will just go to things. Okay. So I hope those people who have already attended my past session. We are talking now ABC of the face detection. So what you're going to learn today is not everything. It is just a beginning of a big arena. It is not a completion or a journey that you have done face detections. Now you want to learn something different. Face detection is also itself is a C. It is not a closed problem. It is still a researchers are working on that, and research is going on. So I'm Niladri Mohate. I'm the scientist here from National Informatics Center, interest area cybersecurity, AI, ML, and quantum computing. Face detection and face recognitions I supposed to teach you, but today I will only cover the face detection part, and I will teach you in a hands-on way. I told you about about the fog computing, cloud computing, and edge computing in my past last class. In that session, I have discussed that if the computing, the mathematical computations, the mathematical programs and the algorithms, if it is executing in the server side, it is cloud computing. It is executing in the device. The device may be a camera. The device may be a mobile phone. The device may be a Arduino board. So the device may be Intel Editions board or in Galileo board, or it is your Raspberry Pi. So if the program is executing in the device itself, it is the edge computing. Sometimes the edge computing, when you're trying to execute the program, your program has to be highly optimized. It should take very less power. It should consume very less power, and the program size has to be very small size. You cannot have a very high or 1 GB program in a small device, because the small device comes with a lot of restrictions. And if your program is very high computing resources required, if your program is having a very high volume program, the program size is in 600 MB, 700 MB, or 1.2 GB program, that type of program cannot execute in the edge. That type of program has to execute in the cloud. So the benefit of the executing the program in the cloud is you are having virtually a infinite resource available for the program to execute. In the edge computing, if you will execute the program has to be very minimized in code, optimized for power, and very specifically dedicatedly programmed for the edge device. But the power of the edge device is this will be very, very fast. It will be super fast. Means it will be very near real time. And you cannot think that keep program your image will go to the server, and from server it will be analyzed, the result will come back. The delay, the latency between the browser and the server, it will go and it will come back. It will take a lot of time. So I prefer for a small programs edge computing in the edge is good, but very high sophisticated program the computing in the cloud is good. In some cases, the intermediary servers are used in the IoT gateway and router level things that is called fog computing. So today we are going to learn about and a hands-on practical about the edge computing. That when computer that machine learning program will not execute in the server, but it will execute near to you. That is a mobile browser or a Raspberry Pi device. It will execute in the device side, not in the server side. So it will give you much faster response. So that is always good to execute in the edge side if the program is very small size program. So we have two platform for understanding that. That is we are using TensorFlow. TensorFlow is the product of Google. Google made it open source, I think in 2016 or 17. And so Google made the TensorFlow open source. TensorFlow is having two versions. One is the CPU version, CPU version. So TensorFlow is also further is having another two versions. One version is for the server side programming, another version is for the client side programming. That means you can say one version is for the cloud computing environment, another version is for the edge computing environment. So today we are going to use the TensorFlow Lite. The TensorFlow Lite is the edge computing environment area. I hope you can understand. TensorFlow Lite is for edge computing. TensorFlow, normal TensorFlow, regular TensorFlow is for the cloud computing environment. Little bit briefing of my previous class. If anyone joined today and has not attended my previous class, for them, and those who joined the previous class, for the recap, I'm just saying the phase detection means only restricted to detect the phase inside a only detect the phase inside the image. To detect the phase inside the image, we are also having a lot of models. I told you previously that we can create the model or we can use the model. What is the difference? We can create the model. That means we don't have any such knowledge that how to detect a face. So what we will do, we will write a mathematical program or a predictions algorithms which will create a mathematical formula like y is equal to ax plus b. Last class we have discussed. So that y is equal to ax plus b kind of formula is the model, and that model, if I am creating, so I am the model developer. If I am using, then I am the model user. So what I told you that for everything, what you need to do in AI, you don't need to do model from scratch. There are a lot of open source models available in the market. That model you can directly use it. And if you don't like that model, that is some problem, you can still fine tune the model and you can improve the model. Instead of writing the model from scratch, using the model and improving the model is the best option of the current time. So there are various kind of models created by various developers. One model that is called face detection models. There is also a concept of this is the way that you can do the face detections. So for the face detection also, you are having multiple types of model that we are going to discuss today. One model is suitable for, you can see in the last image, in the last part of the image, some of the tiny spaces, very small faces, they are also recognized as a face. Obviously, those faces are in front side, they will be recognized or detected as a face. At the same time, those are the back side of the image, very small. They are also detected as a, as a. This is some models are very good in detecting the face, but they may not in detecting the face, in a very faster way. It will take a longer time to detect the tiny face. Means it will take a lot of processing to ultimately give you the result. But time, small to recognize that they will take some time for detecting faces. But then else, it will take very less time to detect the face, very less time, very serious time. It will give detect the face, but they are very bad in detecting the small faces. So in the use case where your requirement is not related to detecting the small face, you can use the faster model. Speed is important. Where you need to detect the tiny faces and that is your priority, then let it the program is slow, you have to take the model which is good in detecting the small faces. हम अगर हिंदी में बात करता हूं एक सेंटेंस के लिए, द छोटा छोटा फेस डिटेक्ट करना मेरा प्रायोरिटी है, आई विल यूज वन मॉडल. अगर स्पीड इज माय प्रायोरिटी है तो आई विल यूज अनदर मॉडल. So for the detection of the face also I am having multiple types of face detection model. You can see here I have used one code that is face API dot tiny face detector model. That means this model that I'm trying to use to detect the face from the image is export, or it is a specialized model for detecting small faces. It may take some more time to execute. But MTCNA in model, but it is understand in this way, I can use the
Sir, your voice is breaking. I guess due to the network issue.
Sir, your sound
Yes.
is not audible properly, sir.
There is some voice problem.
Sir, you can
Your
switch to
voice
the
is breaking.
calling feature.
So can you use calling feature? I will send you one number. You can call to that number, then you can join. Then meanwhile, you can present it on the screen.
again. Akhil, just text me
Guys,
in the
you just
WhatsApp.
wait for a minute. He will be joining by call. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm texting you. Just a minute.
dial this number means 210 this IP number.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just dial to that number, then just type the meeting number. Then you can join to this call.
But that is 210.4.202. Okay.
Not connecting. Now, actually, you are audible. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Now it is audible.
Now
Yeah.
you are audible. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we have still an audio
So
connection.
we are still having some network issues, I guess. You can switch to some other network.
Sir, your voice is still
You are
breaking.
not audible.
So you're
Hello.
not audible, sir.
You are not audible. Just give me 2 minutes. I will call you. I will call you. Then I can direct into this call. Yeah.
Niladri, can you switch over to some other network? Okay. Please try.
One minute.
Hello, sir. Sir, you will get a call.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir, your voice is still breaking.
Still breaking?
I guess Akhil is calling you. You will be getting a call.
Hello. Hello. सुनाई दे
Your
रहा
voice
है?
is still breaking. A little bit. Now it is okay.
Okay. ठीक है. Sure. Okay. Just wait for some time so that we can arrange that phone call. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear
me? Okay. Echo. So now we can hear you.
Disconnected number again. It has been disconnected.
Or else what you can go click on the more option in the WebEx. Hello, sir.
हेलो वो डिस्कनेक्टेड हो गया ना फोन आपका?
So what we can do is we can click on the more option, and you can switch your audio to phone call. There is an option.
Is coming now.
Welcome to WebEx.
Hello.
So I guess you have some kind of issue in your the network, or else you are please unmute yourself. Then it will, I guess, it will be perfect. Hello, Akhil. What is happening? Akhil, hello.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, guys, please wait a 5 minutes. He's trying to switching his network, and I'm trying to connect him through call me feature, but unable to connect. Guys, give us a 5 minutes. Let us sort out this. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Are the landmark detections, and comparing the landmark to the previously stored landmark of the person, we can do the face recognitions. So basically, when we say the landmark, this is called as the face descriptions, the description of the face. I can store this particular landmark in my database, and in the latter stage, I can compare the landmark of the face to the another set of landmark of the face. I can compare. This is called face recognitions. So for the face recognitions, we need 3 steps. One, to detect where the face is in the image. Second, what is the landmark of the face? Third, compare the landmark and say true or false. So today we will do the first step, detect the face. I'm setting down my PowerPoint things. I'm coming to my program. So I hope some people are there. Those may not be from computer science background. They may be some other background. So I'm making a demo project. I'm writing a HTML code. You can see the HTML code. Very simple HTML code. I'm writing demo.html. Nothing else, demo.html. I hope nobody should have any single bit of doubt that what I'm writing, because HTML start, HTML end. Nothing more in that. Then HTML is having a head tag start and head tag end. Then HTML always have a body tag start and body tag end. Simple. Very simple. What you need to do is, when we want to do face recognitions, face detections, landmarking, landmark comparison, all these things, we can take the help of a client side library that is called Face API. This Face API, we can do script SRC here. You see, script SRC here. But script src means this is a javascript file. This is available in the internet. You can download the javascript file, store this javascript file in your current folder. Where I have stored this particular html file in a folder called demo. In demo.html file is stored here. There is a file called face api min.js. So both these files are in the same folder. That is why to access this file, I have not given any path like this, because both the files, the current HTML and face API min.js file in the same folder. But where you will get this particular file to download? You can go to the net. You can search here. You will have the face API site. You can go down. Here is a face API site. You can download from here. Okay. Or for paste it, download CDN, right? CDN. Then come here. This is the URL that I'm sharing with you. I will share with you this URL. You can go to this URL and download the face api.js or face api.min.js. Both are same. Face api.min.js is the same program, is a compressed format. So this URL I'm sharing with Akhil. Akhil just shared this URL in the group.
Yeah, sure.
So I have clicked on this, then it will download. Here is the here you can download the program, okay, or you can go to the raw version. Click on the raw. This face api.min.js file will open. You can go to the file, save page as. Then here I'm already having the file, so I am not saving it. But you can see face api min.js. Then click on save. So what I did the same process, and I saved the face API file in the same folder where the demo.html files are there. So face api.min.js is a file that will give you the power to execute the machine learning programs inside your browser. So what will happen? Just save it. I just want to run it. This HTML file need to run it. So I have two options. One option, I can go to my demo folder, right click on that folder, go to the Google Chrome, open with Google Chrome, and I can execute this program. What will happen? Nothing will happen, because I have not written anything inside the body text or something. I should not expect to come in the console. What you can do, I can right click on this, go to the inspect, and this console is the place where I will get my warning, output, and error, everything. So this is the place I should always look out for any kind of error. So finally, it does not have any kind of error. So it ensures that the face API library has been successfully loaded. For example, I'm writing face API min1.js, which is a wrong. So I should get the error. You see, I got the error here. That means if something goes wrong, the error will come in the console. So don't look at this. Sir, there is no error. Sir, there is no error. To get the error, what you need to do? You need to go and inspect element. There, go to the console. Then you need to find there is an error. So you will rectify that, save, now run, there is no error. So we find that this is the basic setup to begin the project. So what you need to do, that I should have a image src file. Image src is used for to show an image. For example, I have an image. I have an image in my drive already so that I could save some time. This is the image. So you can put any image but downloading from the internet. I can have a demo of multiple types of images. We can download multiple person images. You can download. What you need to do from this image, I want to know how many faces are there in this particular image. Obviously, I can see 5 faces are there in this image, but how to see, how the system can say that 5 number of pizzas need to be ordered for today for the party, because he should guess how many number of pizza. Now the number of pizza is 5, because number of faces are 5, so it will count. So what it will do, we need to implement face detection on this. So what will happen, I will write the JavaScript code. JavaScript code will execute in the browser end, not in the server end. Point to be noted, the JS file that we are using is in the browser end only. It down, whenever I am giving the command and enter, it request goes to the server and server gives me the response. But till now, there is no server. This is running in my own local computer. So the basic, before starting anything, we need to understand, I need to deploy this HTML page in a server. Otherwise, this face recognition API will not work. It has to work inside a server. So currently in my computer, I may have Apache server, I may have a Tomcat server, I may have Internet Information Services, IIS server, or I may have a Nginx server, I may have any types of server. But currently, for the demonstration purpose, instead of going for regular industrial server, I'm going for academic use scenario server for the purpose of learning. You can search here Chrome, CHROME, Chrome server. Chrome server is only for testing purpose. This is not a industrial server, and our objective is learning AI. Our objective is not learning server administration. So you can go to the chrome.google.com web server, Chrome, click. Then this page will open. Here a install page will come. Install button will come. You can click on the install button. Once you click on the install button, the launch button will be shown. You will see the launch button. So I have installed in my laptop. That is why instead of the install button, it is coming as the launch app. So if I will click on the launch app, this page will come up. In this particular server, there is a button called choose folder. Click on the choose folder, then I'm going to the Niladri demo. This demo folder I made is the root folder of my project. You can create the demo folder at the root folder of your project. Then select the folder. Now there is a server which is running in 127.0.0.1887. If you click on that link, you will find these things. In the server, you are having so many of files. You want to run the file demo.html. Click on that. You see the same image came. Go to the right click, inspect element. In the console, you don't have any error. So previously, this one, you can see the URL. It is running in your own laptop without any server. This HTML is now running in a server. That is why you are seeing a IP address associated with the server and the port number on which the server is running. So from now, you will work on every programming will execute inside the server. Now the next statement. I'm minimizing the server now. I'm going to the next program. My program is still very simple, very, very simple. I am having a function. The name is load. Okay. End of the body, when the body loaded completely, I am also having a script tag. I am calling the function. You can see you defined a function, you called a function. What is the difference? When this page loaded, initially you have created a function. When the page body loading is complete, after the completion, you can put a script tag, just end of the body tag, and call the function which you have created beginning of the page load. That is the mechanism. So what you need to do, when the page render will complete, the page will completely rendered, then it will detect the number of faces in the particular image and it will say you. So now this function is going to do our task, whatever we have planned. As I told you, to implement any face detection model, you need a model, ready-made model. You don't need to do it from scratch. You need a ready-made model. This is the URL where you can find a lot of face detection, landmark detections, face recognitions, expression detection, a gender detection, all kind of model in a single place. These are the very popular machine learning face detection, face recognitions, face landmarking, face to predict the age of the person from the face, to predict the expression from the face. These are the model, multiple models are available in this particular repository. This is one of the very popular repository. That also I am sharing. It will be shared so that you people can come to these particular things and you can download the face detection model. One of the very face detection model is SSD mobile net model. Another is tiny face detector model. The last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 are very popular face detection model. This also can be used, MTCNN model. One MTCNN, SSD mobile net, and tiny face detector. These are face detection model. The above to the MTCNN, you can see face recognitions model, face recognitions, then face landmarking also. 4 models are there, face landmarking. Then you can see the face expression model. Then you can see the gender detection model. So these are the model you can. Currently what we need? We need the face detection model. Because I want to detect how many faces are there in the image. So I will download 3 files. SSD mobile net version 1 shard 1, SSD mobile net version 1 shard 2, SSD mobile net the manifest file. These 3 files I need to download, right? These 3 files I need to download. Don't confuse shard 1 and shard 2. Both are combined together. Means they are the same file, separated from each other because of the optimization things. Speedy download के लिए इसको अलग-अलग कर दिया गया है. So these 3 things I need to download. How to download? Click on this particular file. Here is the download button. Click on the download. It has been downloaded here. Go to the download folder. Copy this particular download and take it to my demo folder. In the demo folder, I have a models folder. Inside this folder, I have paste. So I have downloaded the shard 1, shard 2, and the manifest file. These 3 files I have downloaded. Which are the 3 files? This one, and this one. These 3 files I have downloaded. So I hope you don't have any doubt till now. If any doubt, kindly let me know. These 3 files I have downloaded, and I have put these 3 files inside a folder called models. The name of the folder may not be models always. It is up to you what the name of the folder you are giving. This is up to you. That doesn't mean that you have to fix the name of the folder as always model. So the second things is I'm saying which is my folder. Within that the models are there. I have downloaded the models. So if you are changing the name of the folder to model 1, here the name of the folder will be model 1, model URL. So in which folder you are putting your models, the name you have to give in a variable. Now you are saying load the SSD mobile net version 1 model from this particular folder, because you know you have downloaded the model from this and stored the model in that particular folder. Now what is the meaning of the await? JavaScript is a very peculiar language. Peculiar language means why it is a peculiar language. You can see if in any normal programming language, if I'm writing var x is equal to 5, I'm writing var y is equal to 10. Okay. Now I'm saying var z is equal to x plus y. Then what is the value of z? Everybody unanimously will agree that you are thinking about 5 plus 10 is equal to 15. You are absolutely right, and this is This is the case of all the programming language, also in case of JavaScript as well. But if you are calling a function A which returns 5, you are calling a function B which returns 10, then I will ask you what is the output of the variable Z. So you will say, sir, A function returns 5, B function returns 10. So Z will be 5 plus 10. So it is 15. Simple. The answer is, in all the programming language it is 15, but in JavaScript it is undefined. Why? This A returns 5, this B returns 10, but this Z will become undefined. Because JavaScript is by default asynchronous. The S is asynchronous. Asynchronous. What is the meaning of asynchronous? When there is a concept of a function call, it will not wait the function to execute and get the return value. It will call the function and jump to the next statement. It will call the function and jump to the next statement. It will not wait that function return value, then only I will go to the next statement. फंक्शन कॉल को करने के बाद में वो नीचे जंप करके आ जाएगा. It will not wait. That function will give me the return value, then only I will go to the next statement. When B will execute, give me the return, then only I will jump to the next statement. It is the behavior of a synchronous model. It is not the behavior of a asynchronous model. Asynchronous model don't wait for the output to come. So it will call the A. It will not wait the A output will come. It will jump to the next statement. It will call the B. It will not wait that B will execute and return the 10. Then it will come to the Z. Late, when the Z executing, the value of the A function is executed completely and the result came as 5. But unfortunately, the B function took some more time for the returning 10, and it took more time. So at this particular time, the value of Y didn't arrive. So what will happen? 5 plus undefined is equal to undefined. So I hope you are clear. In JavaScript, when we call a function, it does not wait for the return value. It jumps to the next line. So this asynchronous is not the weakness of JavaScript. This is the power of JavaScript, that whenever I'm calling a function, I will not wait the function to complete. I can continue my execution without blocking. It is called non-blocking. I will not block the code. So this is the problems and power both with the JavaScript. So JavaScript, what will happen? This function will be called, and without waiting the result of this functions, load SSD model, it will jump to the next line. To prevent the JavaScript automatically jumping to the next line without downloading the model, I'm using the keyword await. You can understand what's the meaning of await. Await means wait. Don't jump. Don't continue till this is complete, not completed. So this is called await. Whenever you are putting await, you have to put a keyword async. This is the syntactical things. I'm not going in depth in JavaScript because my intention is not to teach you JavaScript. So async is a coupled. They are the boyfriend girlfriend. Whenever there is async, there should be an await. Whenever there is await, you have to put async. They are a couple. So now job is done. I have downloaded the model, stored the model in a folder called models. The model I have downloaded is responsible for face detection. Now I will use the model to detect the face. So any doubt till now? You can chat. Okay. Akhil, I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible. Anybody
Okay.
have any doubts? Then you can ask. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Okay, fine. We can continue. And in the last we can have, because till now I'm trying to make the things much more simpler so that you should not have any doubt. So whenever you are having doubt, you can interrupt me, no issue. But if there is some some different kind of doubts, then we can discuss in the last part of the class. So you can see these two lines. These two lines means I have a face detection model with me. This is the face detection model with me. So what will happen? I have a model. I'm just writing here. I have an input given to a model. Model will give me the prediction, right? My input is the image. Model is the SSD model, SSD mobile net model, and output is of faces. How many number of faces are there? This is my output. So I have the model here, this model here. So I have to feed the input to the model. Who is the input to the model? Who is the input? This image is the input. Okay. So what I will do, I will give the ID of this image. I will give the ID of this image as the input to the model. So ID of the image is my image. It became document.getElement by ID, the JavaScript code to get hold of the image with the ID my image. This particular ID I am catching in a variable called input. This input is coming to these functions. Again, I am calling the face API. What is the face API? Where it is written? It is a keyword. Yes, it is a keyword. Where it is written? It is written inside the face API.min.js. Now face API dot detect all faces in the input. This is the very critical line, and this is the line what you are trying to do, detecting the faces in the input file. Simple. In the input file, which is the ID of the image tag, I want to detect the faces in the input file and wait till the detection is not complete, and after the detection is completed, the variable full face description can be stored. This is a variable. The name can be ABCD. I can put A, I can put B, or I can say C, or I can say face descriptor, okay? Or I can say full face descriptor, as I have written. I hope you can understand. This is the model. This is the input. Now this is the processing that I have used the model to process the input. Then the output is this one. This is the output. So now what I will try to do is console.log. Console.log is something like the what is that? Cout statement in C++ and printf statement in C, or system.out.println like in Java. So this is console.log in .NET. Sorry, in JavaScript. So now I'm doing console.log. So let's have a look on this. I'm refreshing the page. The first time the model will take a lot of time to download because it is getting downloaded from the server. You can see it came 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 0 to 4, total 5. What it is saying? Who can guess what is the 5? 5 is the number of faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is the number of faces. And you can see this score is come 95%. He is confirmed that it is a human face. The score is 95. In the second phase, he is also sure that 95% he is sure. Then he is sure about 90% he is sure it is a human face. The third one is 67% sure it is a human face. Another is 57% sure it is a human face. So it has detected 4 faces, 5 faces, and you know they are in sequence. Don't think that it is left to right or right to left. This 57% I have tested. Who is this 57%? This girl is the 57%. You know why? Because some part of her hair covers the face. And because the hair covering the right eye part of the face, so as a result of which the recognition system, the detection system is finding difficult that it should have 2 eyes, but it have only 1 eye. So another eye is covered. So that is, it is getting confused. That is why it is, that is why it is 57% thing. Okay, so when you are having the covering face, this is the threshold. These are the threshold value. In my program, I can set the threshold. If you are not confident enough beyond 70%, don't say it is a face. That threshold also I can set in my program. That is why I said in the beginning of the session, it is a ABC of the face detections. There are a lot of things in the face detection that you can configure, fine tune, or rebuild also. So currently it is showing all the detected faces, those who are more than 50%. So my objective is little bit fulfilled, that how many number of faces are detected. So 5 faces are detected. I got the information. I can show that information in a label just below to this. That is also can be done. But I don't want this much. I want little bit more. Okay. I want little bit more. I want a bounding box. Which are the face? Have you seen your Facebook accounts? When you go inside, there is a bounding box in a blue color box. In that box, it will say these are the faces it has been detected. I just want the bounding box. Where to get the bounding box? You see the box here. It says the x coordinate of the box will start from here, this coordinate. The y coordinate of the box will start from here, and the width of the box is this one, and height of the box is this one, so that the index 0 of the image can be represented in a box. You can see this information is given by this full descriptor value. What I said, this is the input, the image, this is the model, the processing. The input and the model have been processed here. The output came in this variable. You printed this variable. This variable gave you few things. How many number of faces? 5 number of faces. 1. Second, the score of the confidence, that it is a face or not. How much confident the system is. The score. 2. Third, which, if I want to represent a box to showcase or visualize the particular face, then what to do? I can get the xy coordinate from the descriptor. So I have the xy coordinate so that I can make a box out of it. So sir, what to do for a box? I need to put some kind of things. Programming to write a box? Yes, you need to make a program to do the box. What I need to do is, I can put a command here called canvas. Okay, what is a canvas? Canvas is a command in HTML5 where you can do some drawings. You can draw lines, you can draw polygons, you can draw circles, you can do some lines. And what I need to do, I want to superimpose a canvas in front of this image. Exactly same starting point, same ending point, same height and same width. One canvas will be superimposed on the image. एक के ऊपर में एक रख देना. I will put the canvas in front of the image. So I put the name of the canvas is like this. I'm putting the name of the canvas. This naming is just for the testing purpose. I'm saying you can give any ID to the canvas. And this overlay, you can understand what the meaning of overlay. एक के ऊपर में एक रहना, one after the other, एक के ऊपर में एक. So this class I'm defining in the style. What is overlay? If it is an overlay, what will happen? In the style sheet, this is the CSS. In the style sheets I'm mentioning. Here I'm saying if it is a overlay class, dot means the element which is having the class name as overlay, the element whose class name is overlay, it will be positioned like this: top 0, left 0, position alpha, absolute. This is the things. So if I will save, I will go and I will refresh this. Nothing will happen. A blank canvas will come in front of this image. That blank canvas is nothing drawing or painting inside that, so I cannot able to see anything. What I will try to do, I will ask the model, the JavaScript, to draw the face using that particular box, because this full face descriptor is having all the coordinates of the faces. In my image, in which coordinate which faces are there, it already have the informations. So what I'll try to do is, only 2 lines of code I'm doing here, only 2 lines of code. Two lines of code. I'm saying a variable can be C, no issue. Element is replay. I can say element is canvas, or you can say uh, overlay, or canvas over image. Canvas over image. ID is canvas over image. I'm saying canvas over image. Okay. Now I'm saying the canvas over image. I want to show some boxes. So what I did, I used the face API. Face API is the keyword. It is a library package that is already mentioned inside the face API min.js. I have set the face API to draw a box using the draw detection method. Draw the box using the canvas which is in front of the image. The coordinates you will get from this variable. The coordinates you will get from this variable. That's it. Right? So this is the objective. This was the objective of the current class. So landmark detection, express, gender, face recognition will come as a step by step in for the series. So this is the story of these things. You can see I'm wrapping up once again. I have a HTML code. It is having a head start, head end, and body start, body end. In the body, I wrote the image where the images, the image of having multiple faces came. Now in front of the image, I'm having a canvas in which the canvas, these boxes are drawn. Actually, the boxes are drawn in the canvas, not on the image. The image is just in the background of the box. Just in the background of the box. That is why it is showing like this. Okay. Now it is in the background of the box. So now I am using a folder where I have downloaded the model from the given URL. I'm saying to the system, you load the model from the folder to the RAM of the computer. I'm saying you connect the image which I want to detect face, from which I want to detect face. I have the model, I have the input image. So I processed here and detected all the faces using the model from the input image. The output of the processing stored in a variable. If I console.log, I found in that variable I am having not only the number of image as an array, but also I have the score value which I am showing in the box. Score value 57, 90%. These are the percentage. You will multiply into 100. Score value. At the same time, I also have the XY coordinate to represent and localize that particular box and that face, in which particular location the face is detected. So this variable is a superhuman variable. It is having a lot of informations. So I used this variable to draw the lines on the detected faces. To draw the lines, I fed to the draw detection function two parameters. One, where to draw on the canvas. How to draw using the variable, because it has all the coordinates. So for that reason, I have created a canvas. The ID of the canvas I have used to feed the draw detect functions. So as a result of which the face detection is done. So due to the lack of time, I could not afford more time because of some pre-scheduled work. I will stop here and I will take questions if you have. Otherwise, I hope that you all people will complete the face detection module and face detection, these things. And in the next series, we'll come on the landmark face recognitions part as well. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Anyone have any doubts or any questions?
I'm sharing the HTML code with Akhil so that he can also distribute the things to you. Can this be used for real-time detection? Yes, it can be used for real-time detection. Absolutely. In fact, without using the image, we can use the video, and from the video, every frame of the video can be processed, and this is in fact the very good for real-time, and this is appropriate for real-time. Okay, and for the use case, we are using for proctoring, means for examinations. Currently the NET the exam, national level exams are going to be covered from the work from the home itself. You don't need to visit the exam center. You have to give the online exam. There we have created modules that module will see from the camera that if a person is in front of me or not. Either the module will see if the person is in front of me, it is the same person which is there in the admit card or not. And it will also detect if the person is accompanied by any 2-3 persons, multiple faces are detected, so it will invalidate the thing. Okay, so this is very real time, and it will be on the client side. It is very fast. Another question is that, do you have any real time detection? That is fine. Next thing is that Python OpenCV, can we use Python OpenCV? Yes, absolutely, we can do the Python and OpenCV. But the problem in the Python is that Python is a server-side programming language. It needs a Python environment to execute. Python cannot execute inside the browser. The browser can understand HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, VB script, not Python. So Python can execute in the server side. So what you need to do is, if I will do the same thing in the Python, what will happen? It will detect the image. It will send the image to the server. Server will find and execute the program in Python. It will detect the face. Then it will send back to the face to my browser. So in that case, what we need to do, real-time processing is not possible. Real-time processing is not possible in Python and OpenCV. What will happen, that processing, if you are putting the Python in the device, then it is possible. But in a web environment, you don't need to deploy the Python in everybody's computer, Python environment in everybody's computer. You don't need to install the Python. Here you can see I have not installed any platform. I have not installed Python. I have not installed Java. I have not installed anything, and directly it is running in the browser, because the browser is having inbuilt JavaScript understanding. It doesn't understand the Python by default. But you can, in many tutorial in the YouTube and video, you can see Python being used for face detection and other kind of things. But in real time, for our real purpose, I need a framework which execute in the client side without any extra installation. That is only possible using JavaScript in case of browser. Python OpenCV is good for a Raspberry Pi kind of environment also. Can you use the video? Can you use this for also video? Yes, you can use this for video, and this is very good for video analysis as well, because video, you are having many frames in every seconds. You cannot catch one image of the video, send to the server, it will analyze, it will get me back. So this is very lengthy for a video, because every frame of the video need to be analyzed in a very faster way, in a very faster way. You cannot send each and every frame to the server, it will analyze there, it will come back. So it has to be processed in the things, and it is developed only for video only. I have given an example in the image for the simplicity, but in fact I can set the code for video. So next is, which processor can be used for edge computing like Raspberry Pi? Raspberry Pi you can use, Node MCU you can use, Galileo you can use, Intel Edition you can use. For small applications, you can definitely use Arduino, no issue. But when you are writing a program for a browser, then the browser running in the mobile phone, the browser running in the computer or laptop is the processor being used. So in case of browser, you are no way concerned about the processor, because the underlying device is having a processor, whatever the process they are having, it will execute. For robotics kind of environment where you want to use the AI, then only you think about the processor, Raspberry Pi or Arduino or Node MCU or anything else. Much more, okay. Okay. What code is used for video formats? Video format you can use for MP4 formats, or you can use for the live video as well. Live video. Only 2 lines of code you need to change. Only 2 lines of code that I will share with you if I can have a group kind of things, I can share the things also.
Yes, sir. We are actually creating a group, so mostly we can share all the details to
Right.
the.
Yes. For the
Yeah.
video code, only 1-2 lines of code changes. Only 1-2 line of code changes what we have shown today, and it will work for the video. Only few lines of code. And the thing is, there somebody is asking any object detection. Yes, there is a API called API for object detection API. I can say TensorFlow Lite, TensorFlow Lite for object detection. I have already object detection, image classification, pose estimations. All are there. This is object detection API. You can detect the object. This is what in the last class I told you. I need a TensorFlow Lite is custom object detection facility which can detect the fallen tree or a pothole or a manhole on the road or a litter or garbage on the road, so that it can send the incident to the government. Okay, so full code I have already shared with Akhil, and files of the URL I have given to you, and the folder structure. If I need to share the folder structure, I am nothing special in the folder structure. Wait 1 minute. The folder structure is this one. You can put the files in this particular folder structure. This particular folder structure, and your things will be done. No issue. I have this much. Possible. It is feedback form. Okay, fine. So I'm expecting that each and everyone can do the face detection. You can use the face detection for in a conference. How many people are there? That also you can detect the number of faces there. And I'm also giving you one challenge, that here we have used SSD mobile net. We have used the model called SSD mobile net. So kindly try how to use tiny face detector mobile model. We have used these 2-3 models. You can use the tiny face detector model and find the difference between the timing between these two detection model. Who is faster and who is good? Okay. For example, if I have one more image, conference con, if you are UNC conference, let's say image, no, meeting, okay, because I am this one, okay, I'm downloading this image. Save this image. I'm putting this image and replacing the image with the previous one. Okay, I'm executing the same thing. Oh, here also 5 faces, no doubt either. There is also the 5 faces. Okay, you can test it in a different image, because what I'm trying to show you how many number of faces can execute. But in the previous example, it was also having 5 faces. In this example also, it is they are having 5 faces. Here also almost 4 faces. So you can have a test with a number of faces and can fine tune the program accordingly. So do these things, and once this is completed, then we will do face expressions, landmark detections, and all these things. Okay, thank you. Bye. I have already shared all the code. And for the next series, we will discuss about the landmark and face detection. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your efforts.
1 minute,
Thanks.
some of the questions, how to install TensorFlow. I am not able to install it. You see the model which are used today. To use that model, to create that model, I need the TensorFlow to be installed. For today's class, we have already have the model and we are using the model to predict. So TensorFlow is not required to be installed in this particular case. But if you want to create your own model, then you have to install the TensorFlow. The problem with the TensorFlow is a platform which has been created by the Google to execute inside the data center. And in their data center, they don't use the CPU. They use the TPU, Terra Processing Unit. They use the TPU concept. And TPU is a proprietary of the Google. No other company is having the concept of TPU. So the TensorFlow was created to execute inside the TPU. So after some years of using TensorFlow, they converted this TensorFlow for open source community, and they converted to a CPU concept and GPU concept from the TPU. So installation of the TensorFlow is highly erroneous, and it is having a lot of issues with lot of dependencies. You need to TensorFlow, you have to Python 3.7. You are installing Python 3%, then you need the protobuf. You need the protobuf, then you need this one, then you need that one, and there is a lot of dependency issues. In fact, TensorFlow installation is the real headache. After the installation is complete, the rest of the things are very simple. Installation is also the problems. So for you, I can recommend that instead of trying to install the TensorFlow, you can install the Docker version of the TensorFlow. First, install the Docker, DOCK, Docker. Okay, TensorFlow. You can find the Docker TensorFlow. The Docker version of the TensorFlow you can install. You can install this one. You give this command. Then your installation of the TensorFlow is complete. Only one command, one line. But the problem with this command is you need to understand how the Docker works. What is the Docker? You need to understand the commands of the Docker. Because ultimately after that you have to give this command, Docker run. So if you are using a Dockerized container, then you are not worried about the dependencies, because it will always, it will take care of that dependency. So you can use this command and your job will be done. Okay, fine. Sir, what is the code? Code will be shared with you. Okay, thank you. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining.
Thank you, Niladri.
Thank you, sir.